this whole business probably started with my father back in the 1950s. At that time, the entire family was in textile machinery manufacturing, sewing machines, pleating machines, garment machines, pinking machines, anything that had to do with the textile and garment industry. And my father developed this hobby after a long day's work of beekeeping, and it just soothed him, it made him feel good. And when I was a little boy, I know he started off with about 6 hives, and probably by the time he'd reached his peak, he had 100 hives, is what you would really call a sideliner. He didn't make full-time wages out of it, but he made enough money to keep plenty of food on the table. And I went off to Rensselaer Polytech, an engineering college, and my destiny was to work in the textile manufacturing business. But in the late 70s, the family got an offer they couldn't refuse from a big conglomerate, and the entire manufacturing business, textile machines, was sold off. And I retired and went farming, which I always loved. And my father started tinkering around with manufacturing in a very small scale extractors. Word got out, the extractors were well made, they were different, they were nicely priced, and before long my father and mother found me on a John Deere somewhere out in the fields, dragged me off the John Deere to help them get going on their brand new business manufacturing honey processing machines. So for the rest of the 70s, I spent my time re-engineering a lot of crude products and developed manufacturing systems that my father could do his latest, what he considered hobby, without first-class paid engineering. That was my job. And after a while, the business got to be such a size that my father said, "That's enough, it's a hobby for me. Why don't you go back to your farming?" Well, I got married and I couldn't just do that. So because I was also a very good structural engineer, I started an iron and steel company called Maxant Iron and Steel. And over 40 years, we built courthouses, libraries, prisons, schools. And after 40 years, at the age of 62, I had enough of it. So I broke that company into 3 parts and sold off the pieces. At that time, my father was almost 98 years old, and he had decided to leave the business in its entirety to my sister. Well, when he passed away, my sister had no experience running these sort of businesses, and the estate said, "Well, you better get out of retirement, get back down to your sister's factory building and start running the business and see what you can do with it." Well, my sister, after we got it revived and up to speed again, my sister decided that she really wasn't very good at it, and so she sold it to me for $1, the manufacturing, but she kept the building for herself, which was good because my sister needed income. She never really had much experience in these sort of large-scale enterprises, so it worked out well for my sister and I from 2007 until 2015. Well, I never expected it. We re-engineered all the machinery again. We came out with brand new products. We lowered costs. We increased volume. My son-in-law joined us. He built up a wonderful team of customer support people, production people. And before you knew it, we outgrew the old building that we had previously been housed in, which you saw in our previous videos. So about 5 years ago, this piece on Devon's came back for sale, and my son and I bought it. And since it was an old Army base, they gave you 3 years to build a new factory and employ people. Otherwise, you had to turn the property back to the state of Massachusetts. So for 2 years, I designed this building that you see around us. And after 2 years, we went out for bid. And I found that the bids were coming in higher than expected. So I decided to general contract the whole building myself. If you look behind, you see all the steel structures, all the bar joists, all the I-beams. That was all done by Maxant Iron and Steel. I called all my old iron workers out of retirement and said, let's go have some fun. So it took 1.5 years to build this building. And here we are, we moved in last October, and what a difference. Production has increased 4 times. Our efficiencies are much higher. And we hope you beekeepers, when you place your orders, you get prompt shipment and you'll be satisfied with our product. We're proud of it. We hope you're proud of it. And we hope to just tell your friends, this Maxant equipment is the best money can buy, reasonably priced, and they stick by their product, and they have good backup. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for being our customers, and spread the word.